Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're looking at Alpha Flight 1 through 4 by John Byrne. Alright, so fans of John Byrne know, and if you don't know, I want to tell you that John Byrne is currently publishing fan fiction called X-men Elsewhen. It's through his Byrne Robotics forum, byrnerobotics.com. It's free fan fiction. He's basically taking up the X-Men where he would have taken it instead of leaving, as if it was just him by himself without John or without Chris Claremont. And so it's fun. It's just pencils and lettering, but it's all black and white. The art is gorgeous. It's been a lot of fun. He's up to like 23 issues, and you can, like I said, find it under the fan fiction for free on byrnerobotics.com. But anyway, a great day for Alpha Flight fans. As of this recording, today introduced a page that introduces Alpha Flight to the story. It has Heather and Shaman and Guardian. So very cool. So I can't wait to see where it goes. I hope it's not just a teaser. I hope they have some actual involvement in the story. And I hope that, for the love of God, they have the twins as part of it. Because there's nothing worse than an Alpha Flight story that doesn't feature the whole team. Even though the whole book, John Byrne's great run on Alpha Flight, kind of did that a lot. So, just to celebrate, I thought it'd be a good time to look at some of the early issues of Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight spun out of the pages of X-Men. John Byrne, some of them were already created. Vindicator was created. Snowbird was creative. Others might have been ideas. He created them as foils to for the X-Men, just to have characters to hold their own against the X-Men, which kind of makes them awesome to begin with, right? So John Byrne thought they were throwaway characters, didn't want much to do with them. Agreed to do a monthly title because if he didn't do it, somebody else would, because they were so popular. So he gave us Canada's first super team. This sold like gangbusters. I want to say like 500,000 copies, which was great for the time. This is like 1983 when this came out. I was super excited. I love Alpha Flight. I love anything John Byrne. I think it's great. This is such a great, moody splash page. John Byrne created it. Of course, he's penciling, writing, and inking. My favorite combination. I love when Byrne inks his own work. Not everyone agrees with me on that one, but hey, to each their own. Lettered by Joe Rosen and colored by Andy Yonkis, who pretty much colored, I want to say, the whole Alpha Flight run, and I like his work. It starts out with Department H closing and Vindicator kind of reminiscing about the beginning of Alpha Flight. We see that famous shot of Alpha Flight fighting Wendigo alongside Wolverine, which is so cool. The main team here, Beta Flight, Puck and Marina would join the team. Box and what's his face? I don't remember his name, but Wild Child, Diamond Lil, Madison Jeffries, who is actually Box, or would become Box. Anyways, that's Smart Alex. I love the whole Alpha Flight concept. I mean, I'm so down for Alpha Flight. I mean, Guardian has like the best comic design ever, and it's pretty symbolic and spoiler that, John Byrne would kill him. He said that he was basically boring, didn't have much to do with them, but I just loved all the different elements. I loved the twins immediately. I love all twin characters. I love Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. I love the Wonder Twins. Come on, there's so many twins throughout. Tony and Tia from Escape to Witch Mountain. The Barbie twins. I could go on and on. I just thought it was funny that Jean-Paul had such a little following as an Olympic medalist, that he cheated and used his powers. And oh my goodness, just the subtle clues of, back in the 80s, they couldn't, I guess Byrne kind of wanted to come out and say that he was gay, but he wasn't allowed to say it so much, but boy, did he imply it so much. And I mean, this outfit alone with the purple pants, the pink shirt, and the white, like, members only jacket. I mean, it was pretty extreme for the 80s. I mean, the color palette was kind of over the top. It looks like Donny Osmond's outfit, or perhaps one of the Jackson 5. I mean, definitely bright. Oh, where the heck is Big River? That's cute. So this has, so Heather, they drive, or there's the Volkswagen, because I think John Byrne must have had a Volkswagen Bug, and the license plate would be GNU something. I just love the art. A hidden bookcase. That's so funny to hide this little room. Like, why would that even be necessary? It adds to it, though. I always loved Puck. I thought he was such a great character. So stupid what they did to him after Byrne left and made him, like, I don't know, get over his dwarvism and turn into, like, a full-size person. Crazy. Anyway, Sasquatch, such a great design. I mean, the art on this first issue is so good. I just love it so much. Snowbird, such great costume designs. And I love how the team has kind of like cohesive design when you see them standing next to each other, but they all stand on their own as individuals. You know, I think that John Byrne tried to bring like a different feel to this book since it was Canadian. Such a great page of the twins. I love this so much. And I think he definitely succeeded. Like, it didn't feel like Avengers or Fantastic Four to me. Like, it felt distinctly foreign, and I don't know. I mean, hats off to John Byrne, because it gave me like a lifelong love of Canada and Canadians. That and ketchup-flavored potato chips. I mean, just if you wanted one more reason to love Canada, there it is. This is fun. You know, Alpha Flight had a very different feel and vibe to it, and I think that might be part of what people didn't like about it. Like, here they are. So they're basically been disbanded by Department H, but they come together to fight this supernatural thing and decide that, hey, it's not so bad being a team. Let's hang out together just because we can, and oops, there goes the neighborhood. Well, I have to say the coloring for the clothes is all over the place. Even though blue and orange are complementary colors on the color wheel, I don't know if you necessarily want them as your shirt and jean combo. But, oh my god, so cool. Bill Sienkiewicz, his ad for Power Man and Iron Fist, there's a matching one of Iron Fist, and it's so good. I just love, remember seeing this and just loving Bill Sienkiewicz's, like, in-your-face art, like, literally Luke Cage pointing at you. So cool. So this is interesting. So this cover has Marina, the, you know, cutesy, like, aquatic new addition to the team that everybody doesn't know, and she's kind of tripping balls on the cover. Great iconic shot of Guardian. John Byrne's story and art. Tom Orzechowski is now lettering, and Andy Younkus is still the colorist. But that's very cool to have Tom Orzechowski, you know, famous X-Men letterer. Maybe it did, like, have its ups and downs, because John Byrne, I think, you know, when he's doing so much, like, penciling and inking, that, you know, some people said, like, his art suffered and there was no backgrounds and Alpha Flight and stuff. But I think at the beginning, like, it's very, very solid. I mean, this art, it looks really, really beautiful to me. I love the characters. I remember getting this when I was young and just, like, being blown away and immediately wanting to draw, like, all the characters. And I mean, I think the detail and the storytelling, I remember loving this, and like how shocking it was that Marina is cutting him. And it's funny because this idea actually is a realization of Byrne's desire to do the same sort of thing with Kitty and Wolverine, like to demonstrate his berserker rage. Like, he just, like, out of the blue disembowels her, which never made it into the pages of the X-Men, but he did play a riff on it for X-Men Elsewhen, where obviously she phased or something, but he didn't resolve it except off camera. I don't know, whatever. But it's sort of, there's a tip of the hat to that. And it's funny to see like an artist, writer like John Byrne, who has, you know, certain tropes of him that have turned up from time to time throughout his career. And I think it's fun. Like, I think it's a little meta to be like referencing yourself and your career. And, you know, there are definitely like Byrne poses that come up that, but I hate to use the word trope in a bad way because there's definitely nothing bad about the way, I mean, there's like a nostalgia and like such an affection for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's such a time capsule. Like, you can, like, that's an early sort of pretty Byrne girl face. Like, his faces have evolved. Some people, like, I guess they've gotten less round and more long, to his own admission. And I think that there's a really good balance that he used in his current X-Men Elsewhen. And I think the faces are definitely like right where they should be. Like, it's kind of amazing. He was born in 1950. Oh, his birthday's coming up in July. He has the same birthday as my dad, July 6th. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday, John Byrne. Coming up, he'll be 71 years old. My dad's, I think maybe a year or two older, but anyway, so John Byrne is drawing better than he ever has at the age of 71, so that's pretty freaking amazing. See, I love this. I remember being blown away by Elvis art and just thinking it's so cool. I just love the way he draws like this ice cave and, you know, I mean, aside from the crap printing and the newsprint, which of course had its, you know, merit and just like, hey, we didn't know any better, so I loved all of it. And this is what I love too, like, you get like this main story, but then you get these backup stories telling the beginnings and the origins of Alpha Flight, since they sort of were already together as a team. And it's nice to get a little backstory on your favorite characters. This was always such a great house. They had this bullpen bulletins. It's like John Byrne surrounded by all these characters, you know, that he's had something to do with. And he's had such a great impact. He draws such a great Captain Marvel too. I love his version. She-Hulk with her great California shirt on. I mean, his perspective is always so on point, and I don't know, there's just so much joy and character to that illustration. I think they used it on an Marvel Omnibus, maybe. Oh, there's the companion piece to that Bill Sienkiewicz Iron Fist. So great. Love it. One of my other favorite artists. So that's issue 2. This has to be one of the best covers of Alpha Flight, if not one of the best covers of all time. I mean, I don't know why any artist would want to put themselves through this, like, perspective nightmare, but it is so cool and such an ingenious idea that it makes what happens on the inside completely forgivable. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you already don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm a big fan of the twins. I was so happy when this cover came out. It was so cool. I just was completely blown away. It's funny, I don't think ever recall seeing this homage too much. I mean, it's so complicated. I don't even think Byrne would do that to himself again. Great splash page opening of Snowbird here. I love how Byrne just utilized these like different shaped panels, and he was kind of doing a lot of this with Alpha Flight. I mean, you know, I think definitely during his X-Men and his, but this could be like sort of like his Neil Adams affection there too. I don't know, his art was just like really working for me. And Alpha Flight, I totally loved Alpha Flight. This is so cool how she sort of does this time regression and sees what happened. And I love that that was like such an effect. Like now with computer animation, or not computer animation, but Photoshop or whatever, they could do this kind of effect a lot more easily. And I'm wondering if Byrne was using any like Xerox effects, because he did do some of that kind of stuff, but it would be interesting to see the original pages for this. But Snowbird was always so cool. I loved all the Arctic, especially when she became a polar bear. So much fun. I love the way too, like how Byrne, you know, just always utilized like the black and white of their costumes to make different effects. I mean, so cool right there. Marina, a bound woman in a Byrne comic. Imagine that. Fun ad for G.I. Joe there. I wonder who the artist is there. So cool. I love that. They're very much like the Savage Land thing from the early X-Men. You know, like when you talk about Byrne tropes or styles or whatever, I mean, or I should say like signatures, because, you know, that's like signature Byrne, like tech and machinery there. And it's so exciting to see the Namor and the Invisible Girl. She was still the Invisible Girl. Invisible Woman. Some early Mac story. I love that he's just like living in this crappy apartment, and this is like the prototype for Guardian next to his can of pork and beans or whatever the heck. Look at that high-tech Hey Kool-Aid video game. That looks like they need a CGI Kool-Aid Man movie. What do you say, guys? This is such a great pinup of Guardian. I've seen that floating around on the internet. I always love that too. No wonder why this costume exploded. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Too much room for error. All right, one more to go in our little retro look to round out this master story with Marina. It's such a great cover there too. I've always loved Byrne's covers. I just always thought they were so much fun, and just like, you know, just like put her on a globe and like have her hand breaking it. Why not? It doesn't make any sense, but it's fantastic. Great shot of the Invisible Woman just in the fantastic car. This is after, yeah, their costumes change color from coming back from the negative zone. Some more dynamic panel layout from Byrne. The combination of Susan Storm and Namor is kind of fun, don't you think? If you're gonna have some, you know, scandalous flirtation, why not? Aurora, my favorite character. You just never know who you're gonna get, whether she's Jean Marie or Aurora. It's always so convenient when your like costume turns into conveniently placed fur over your crotch and then becomes orange panties. God bless unstable molecules, and thank God every superhero, apparently globally even, is friends with Reed Richards and has access to those miracle molecules that adapt to whatever your power needs. I always loved this panel. I thought it was pretty powerful. I said, you know, we were robbed with only 28 issues of Byrne on Alpha Flight. I feel like he like opened, or like there were so many untouched storylines and ways he could have went, but I'm just greedy like that, and I love Alpha Flight, and you can't tell me any differently. I mean, it was just so different and like sort of like kooky, like almost like David Lynch or Stephen King or something like that. And a very like soap opera. I just loved it. Such great. I love that Byrne's giving him very cinematic, like all the way across both pages there. Great effect. Like, when, you know, such a great visual storyteller. It's like you're the director of a film. So much fun. I'm like re-energized in my enthusiasm for Alpha Flight. I can't wait to see how much more they appear in X-Men Elsewhen. Hopefully I'm not disappointed. Anyway, guys, so that's a look at some Alpha Flight 1 through 4 by John Byrne, everyone's favorite Canadian super team. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share my content, and I'll bring you some more later. Alright, thanks guys.